Lots to talk about as we throw a sack at you. Run quickly because we are going to serve up a lot of highlights. This show is a symbol of our love for Cardinal sports. So celebrate with us. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. I was hoping for a cowbell somehow, but it didn't get that in there.
I saw it, and I saw that video, and I went, oh, it's going to be something about a smash. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, thank you.
You dug deep into the punny bag for that one.
I did.
We've got plenty to cover tonight. Some teams into the postseason. Some teams wrapping up regular seasons. And let me tell you, coming off one of the most impressive all-around football performances we've seen in a month or more.
Yeah, I mean, it's they had a tough few games up until then, but they put that behind them and they really took it out. They definitely took it out on Friday night.
Yeah, the Cardinals are hoping they can carry some of that momentum into this week's game because they had it all night on Friday. They went to Cambridge needing to get things turned around after 3 straight losses. The Blue Jackets wouldn't be a pushover, but the Cardinals fired on all cylinders, and they flew all over the field. Coon Rapids converting on the opening drive, and they get tricky to start the scoring. Pitch to Jared Fearing. He throws to the end zone. Dominic Ullman is there behind the defense. Has to go down for the catch, but able to grab the 10-yard score. Jacob Maddock had a great game at quarterback, and he gets a lot of guys involved early. This 39-yard pass aloft to Ogroski, part of a 6-play, 82-yard drive. Then from second and goal from the 1, Maddock will go up under center and sneak it into the end zone. Coon Rapids on top 14-0. Defense was great all night, and they get the ball right back to the offense. Just 2 plays later, Cam Ross bringing the pressure. Edward Tablo there for the pick. Gets the offense back on the field from the Cambridge 22, and they cash in just 2 plays later. Maddock with the fake, and then over the top, dropping it in the basket for Ullman. 21-0, Coon Rapids. Ullman's second score, and he wasn't done. Maddock threw for 290 yards and 4 touchdowns. Ogroski on the receiving end of this one. Early in the second quarter, Ogroski had 78 yards on 4 catches. The offense was far from one-dimensional. Jared Fearing had the best rushing game for a Cardinal this season, had over 150 yards, including this 23-yard score in the second quarter as well. With all these weapons, you can't forget about number 2. Kyjon Cummings-Coleman gets loose behind the defense, and Maddock hits him in stride. A 63-yard connection put the Cardinals up 42-6 before half. Blue Jackets cut into the lead, but the Cardinals strike again in the 4th. Maddock finds Ullman on the left side. Great moves to get free in the end zone for the 3rd time. 4 catches for 65 yards and 3 scores on 4 catches. That's efficient. Kingsley Freeman came in the second half, has several big plays, but none bigger than this. Finds the seam and shows off his speed. A 52-yard sprint to complete the scoring. Cardinals fly away with a 56-20 win.
I mean, we talked about this is such a team win. I mean, every aspect of this team played well. And
they had like 4 or 5 guys with double-digit tackles. I don't know how many times they held Cambridge Isani to 3 and out, but they did it several times. I know the guys over there going, yeah, we probably could have had a couple more sacks, maybe another turnover or 2. But they were strong all night. This game was never in question.
Unit that really impressed me on Friday night was the offensive line. I thought they did a really good job of keeping Maddock clean.
100%.
Yeah, Maddock had so much time in the pocket.
Running game.
Yeah, and opening holes for that. But he had so much time in the pocket, and he really took advantage of that. But you're right.
This is a team that didn't have 100 yards rushing in the first 4 games.
Yeah.
That's half the season. In the first 4 games combined, they had over 200 yards rushing against the Blue Jackets.
Well, granted, when you're not playing Andover and you're not playing Elk River, it makes it a little bit easier. But however, I thought the fact that they bounced back so well and the fact that they just dominated that game really bodes well going into Wednesday night.
Everybody was involved. It was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
And we are hoping for similar results on the road on Wednesday. The short week, we'll see how that factors in. They're at Apollo facing the Eagles from St. Cloud Apollo.
The 1-6 Eagles.
And then, unfortunately, the Cardinals will head into the tournament with 6-8 teams. But, hey, anybody can grab a glass slipper and put it on. Tennis team had its individual sections start today. Here are your singles. Zoe Sheck, both unseeded, by the way. Zoe Scheck won against unseeded Lillian Guidry from Henry, but then went up against the number 1 seeded Lucy from Wayzata and lost 0-6-0-6. Brooklyn Neighbors started with number 3 Whitwer from Delano and lost 0-6-0-6. On the doubles side, Gabby Newton and Lily Newton playing as a team. They lost in straight sets 2-6, 2-6. Caminati and Happerman, the other duo, both losing to unseeded squads from the conference. And that is how the season ends for the Cardinal tennis team. It was a tough one, but
it was an interesting season.
They showed some resiliency. They got some success at the end, learned a lot, and a lot of them will be back.
Well, I was just going to say that they're a pretty young team, so they've got a lot of players coming back, and that's, as we always talk about, it's a sport you can play in the off season, and it's something that you can continue to build your game on.
100%.
Well, the volleyball team closed out its home schedule on Tuesday with a visit from the Armstrong Falcons. It was another good test from the other side of the Northwest Suburban. The Falcons had just one more win this season than the Cardinals, so 2 evenly matched squads looking for positives before tournament time. We pick up action in the opening set, Armstrong setting up for Savannah McGowan in the middle, but a big stuff from Cardinals captain Kate Calfoot helps her team hold the lead in the early going. The score was close to start to finish, but the Falcons able to maintain the lead when it mattered most. Megan Daly's kill contributes to a 25-21 Armstrong win. Move to early goings of the second set. Cardinals set up Hoffman, and he hammers it through the block. She had a solid night her last time on the fieldhouse floors. You're going to see the block here. Nice shot there. While they weren't able to fly away with it, the Falcons controlled set 2. Another big kill from Daly, 25-17, gave Armstrong the 2-0 lead. Third was like the first. The lead never more than a handful of points. Great to have a lefty on the right side. Sophomore Bella Nelson, you saw there, getting the kill down the line, keeping hopes alive. But Armstrong just too much in the end. Jade Pearson's kill in the middle helps the Armstrong Falcons secure a 25-23 win, and they fly away with a 3-set sweep.
Yeah, it's been a learning and a growing year for the volleyball team as well. They closed out their dual meet schedule on Thursday against Andover, losing a sweep. But look, all three pretty close scores: 25-20, 25-16, 25-16. They played in the Jefferson Invitational over the weekend. On Saturday and lost a couple there. Mound Park Academy and Mound West Tonka. That one, I think the Cardinals would like to have back, see how close those scores were, especially with the Cardinals taking the first set. And then losing to a familiar foe, Spring Lake Park, in the finale, 25-23 and 25-20.
All close sets.
Yeah, keeping the sets close, but not quite over the top. And they have the week off. They may have a tournament next weekend that I don't see on the hub because that's what happened last week. But tournament will start next Tuesday.
Okay.
Section tournament. Those seedings are not yet out. A swimming and diving team was in action for a couple of big events, starting with a trip to Andover, take on the Huskies. And this they did without their 4 senior captains. Were not available for Thursday's contest. And it gave an opportunity for some of the younger girls to step up and compete in places they normally don't. Lillian Defoe got a first place in the 100 backstroke. Gabrielle Lewis, first place in the 200 freestyle. Hogarth was second place in that 200 free, so they went 1-2 in that event early on in the meet. Hoverston, I think, is a freshman, but don't quote me on that. She was second place in both the 50 and the 100 free. And Delilah Smith-Jeanette continues to be putting up great numbers off the board, finishing in second place. On Saturday, Cardinals hosting the Section 7AA True Team Meet. They finish 8th as a team, but some solid swims in there. Martinson and Smith-Jeanette finished 13th, 14th on the board, respectively. A lot of other 14th place finishes. Hoverston again in the 50 and the 100 free. Lillian Defoe in the 100 backstroke. And Gabby Lewis was 17th in the long distance event, the 500 free. So now they have the Northwest Suburban Conference tournament.
Right.
It's broken down. They're in the tri-meet to figure out the last 3 spots. They have Osseo and Park Center coming up on Tuesday. Then they have a long break to really get to work and get those times down. The section tournament doesn't happen until November 11th and 12th.
Yeah, they got a little time before that happens.
Well, the cross-country teams competed in the conference championships last week. Both boys and girls improved their positions from a year ago. Weather and course conditions were less than ideal for Wednesday's meet. Still, the Cardinals were able to put 20 season or personal bests between the JV and varsity teams. Now some fun events before the section championship coming up in 2 weeks. Boys team has shown solid growth over the past couple of weeks, competing in some very big events, but none means as much as the conference championships. Coon Rapids not expected to be a team contender, but each Cardinal had a goal to continue to get better and faster. Captain Peyton Martinek leads the way with a 10th place finish in 17 minutes, 12.1 seconds. Aaron Casey also finishing all conference. He crosses in 22nd place in 17:46.1. Kel Norquist is done in 18:15.1. That's 41st place and honorable mention. Nehemiah Q and Albie Ludwig are 61st and 62nd. As a team, the Cardinals are 9th place out of the 14 Northwest Suburban teams. Girls team is a little younger than the boys, but they've been getting some great times from their youngest grade levels all year long. Conference meet, an opportunity to show not only how they've grown this year, but how good they could be for the next few. 8th grader Ruby Demmer is all conference with a 16th place finish. Her time 20 minutes 46 seconds flat. Freshman Stella Bone, all conference as well. She takes 19th in just over 21 minutes. Fellow freshman Ella Legree is done in 22 minutes 28.9 seconds. That's 55th place. Sophomore Lily McKenzie finishes 68th. Her classmate Kendall Martinek and senior Sophia Grenier are in together in 95th and 96th. The Lady Cardinals finish 10th place as a team with 228 points.
You look at all those younger athletes and number
Just
of freshmen.
One senior on the girls section roster.
Right, and some sophomores mixed in there as well. I mean, it bodes well for the program because you get these young runners running at the varsity level, and they'll continue to develop and cut down their times. And
that is the goal and the hope.
That is the hope, absolutely.
Well, they have the ABC 3K coming up this week, and then also the JK 5K, which is just a time trial. Those are just kind of fun events. Get them out there, get them competing against some other kids from different schools. Give them that race feel, but nothing really on the line. Section tournament is next Thursday, so getting very close.
It really is getting close.
Well, the soccer teams, unfortunately, are done for the season. The boys team was the number 6 seed, had to travel to Duluth East to take on the Greyhounds, and they lose by a 5-0 final. Luke Rising making 7 saves in the loss. The Cardinals finished the season 1-11-2. And don't fret, boys. Those Greyhounds didn't go much further. No surprises. The slight surprise, Centennial, the 5 over the 4 in the quarterfinals. But number 1 and number 2, Andover and Blaine, advancing to the championship.
Usually the way
as the
plays out.
prognosticators had expected.
Well, the girls' soccer team didn't have far to go for their section quarterfinal. At the 8th seed, they got top seed Blaine. The Bengals were 13-2-1 during the regular season, including a 5-0 win over the Cardinals in mid-September. It's been a rough road for the Cardinals all year, and the best they could hope for realistically was to keep it respectable. Bengals controlling the game start to finish in all aspects. They convert on a corner kick to start the scoring. Bodies all over the field, but the Cardinals can't clear. It ends up in the back of the net. Hannah Clausen cashing in on the chaos, and Blaine is up 1-0. Another corner kick coming up, another goal for the Bengals. Carly Anderson's shot is off the post, but Josie Carlson is right there to clean it up and double the Blaine lead. We're still in the first. Coming off a throw-in, Devin Torgerson lofts a deep cross over the keeper. Avery Soley slips behind the defender and finishes it easily as she's able to get it in the back of the net. Blaine doesn't only score in deep, Beautiful goal right here in transition. They work it to Addie Stadden on the right wing, and she fires it on the run. That one puts the Bengals up 4-0. They're going to end the Cardinals season with a 9-0 loss. And we talked about Cardinals knew they were going to have a rough go going in, and Blaine really showed them why they were the #1 seed.
Yeah, well, that on top of, you've got a team that has struggled to find offense all season long. You put them up in the first round against a juggernaut like the Bengals. Right. It's pretty much what you expected. It's been a rough year for the girls. Not only the lack of victories, but the lack of scoring. I mean, they just have not been able to find any rhythm on offense. But if it makes them feel any better, Duluth East also got blanked by the Bengals in the semifinals, losing 2-0. Andover is getting a slight upset from the #3 Centennial, so it'll be 1 versus 3 in that bracket. But there you see it again, top 4 seeds advancing out of the quarterfinal rounds, and a lot of zeros in the quarterfinal.
A lot of zeros. That Blaine team is really good.
Yeah, they are, and the Cardinals. All you can do is keep your chin up and come away with, take positives that you can, and try and improve next year.
Coach Karen runs a good program, and obviously he'll get the girls fired up for a better season next year.
Yeah, and we have a lot to be fired up for around here. Football on a long road trip. Hope you can join us, but if not, you can catch it online. Cardinals against the Eagles from St. Cloud, Apollo, live at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. And then we may see some volleyball section action next week. And we will definitely hope to see some football section action.
We hope so. We definitely hope so.
But that is going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN for the entire crew, including the guy behind the camera that makes us look so good, Paris Foster, Howie Shapiro to my right. I'm Joe Young saying good night.